Hello, people. We're back, and yes, I'm kind of on a superhero kick lately. And this time, we're going to talk about Fox, and we're going to talk about X-Men. Now, obviously, for those who don't know, I know a lot of conversation out there about what actually Marvel power, what actually Marvel properties does Fox actually own to make movies, TV, whatever with. They actually own X-Men, Fantastic Four, X-Force, Deadpool, and the New Mutants. So basically, all the X-Men stuff, and then Fantastic Four, which they're rebooting, and they should because the second Fantastic Four movie was horrible, and how they ruined the Silver Surfer storyline amazes me because you just had to follow the original comic book and you would have been perfectly fine. But what they're doing is they're looking into actually considering doing an X-Men TV series. Uh, the writer-producer of the X-Men movie actually talked briefly about 20th Century Fox considering making the TV series. In the manner that Marvel's done with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which kind of isn't a good example because what people expected from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't exactly what they got. They weren't expecting the major characters in the Marvel Universe to be in it, but they were expecting, they have so many minor characters they're never going to use, over 4,000 characters, that they could have used them in the TV show, and they just didn't use a lot of them. That's what, again, surprised a lot of people with it. And of course, Marvel's also in the upcoming Netflix streaming shows of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage. Also, but what he said is, they're still in the place of figuring out the future of the franchise will be. But when you look at the Shield, he said, to some extent, and what Marvel is doing now with Daredevil and other shows on Netflix, it makes sense to tell some of these stories in TV, partly because there's just not enough screens to do all these characters. Also because its serialized format of comic books is better suited for TV because it's every week you come back to the same character, different story, and in the comic books every week it's the same character, different story. So now they're trying to figure out how to do this. And another thing he said was basically one of the biggest challenges is how to figure out a way to for each character to manifest its powers like itself on TV with a reasonable budget. And he said that's where the real challenge comes in. Today when you think about like affordability of movies, that you're now seeing a new way of like new special effects and new visuals, where there's a way to make the movies without costing $300 million. And with TV, they have to find a way to do this without looking cheesy, but looking, here's the problem that TV has. With how much the movies have spoiled us, which how amazing, like you look at Captain America Winter Soldier, and the amazing effects in that movie are amazing, from top to bottom of the movies are great, with so much effects, so much stuff. And then you're going to go watch the TV screen, where there has to be a certain detail, or you're not going to want to watch it. You're going to think, wow, that looks really cheesy or B-rated. And to do these stories right, you're talking about X-Men, to do these stories right, you'll be very watched intently by the fan base. You got to tell their stories right. I don't know if doing an X-Men TV series is the right thing to do, especially live action. I think, to me, just keep on with the movies. Now listen, they own like New Mutants and X-Force and stuff. Maybe something like that. But again, Fox is looking at doing the Spider-Man model. What Sony's doing is Sony saw how Marvel's expanding its universe, and Sony's like, we own all the everything is Spider-Man. We should expand our movie franchise beyond just Spider-Man, and that's what they're building towards now. Building towards the Sinister Six movie, building towards the Venom movie. So they're like, we should do the same. And the question becomes with the movie side is, how many superhero movies is enough before it becomes oversaturated? And the truth of the matter is, I don't know. Because every time a superhero movie comes out these days, like a Marvel one, I will go see it. Because they've done such a great job with those movies. They've been true to the characters and the universe, and that to me is one of the most important things. What worries me with Fox, Fox hasn't shown that they can keep it up, right? X-Men 3 is still, the third X-Men movie still burns a lot of people when you talk about it. Because it was you broke the basic rules of those characters of what you did in that movie. It was a mess. And so we'll see. Obviously, like the last X-Men movie was great. We'll see what the new one is going to be like. Spider-Man, not so worried about Sony. Spider-Man 3 was like a mistake, but it was a mistake because Sam Raimi listened to his brother saying, you give the fans what they want, and he put Venom in. He was a 70s Spider-Man fan, and he knew Sandman and Green Goblin. He didn't know Venom, and Venom was just too many characters for the movie. If you cut Venom out, it could have been very well a much different movie. And listen, Sony made a mistake, but they went, not long, went right into production of Amazing Spider-Man, and, showed that they do care about the character, and they fixed it. Fox is, like I said, X-Men 3. Fox did Fantastic Four 2, the second with Silver Surfer. Those two movies were really bad movies that burned, made really fans still this day talk about how bad they are. So, what do you think about Fox thinking they're going to do an X-Men TV series? Would you be in for that kind of TV series? Or what would you expect? What would it have to be for you to watch it on a weekly basis? Anyway, guys, like always, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.